Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my final team selection for Game Week 19 and any transfers that I'm thinking of making as well. So if you're excited for the video, make sure to drop a like down below, leave a comment, what is your Game Week 19 team looking like, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So, starting things off, before we get into my Game Week 19 team selection, just going to go over how I did in Game Week 18. Generally, one of the most unluckiest game weeks of my life. I finished on 49 points, 5.4 million overall ranking. Another red arrow down to 89k. I think I've had about 6 or 7 red arrows in the last 8 game weeks. It's been a very steady decline. But yeah, game week from hell, really. Cancelo didn't play again. We had Ben White come off on the 59th minute. I had 5 yellow cards. Mitrovic missed a penalty. De Bruyne had created so many chances but still has not returned yet, which I can't believe. And yeah, the one player that actually scored a lot of points in my team, Pereira, was on my bench. So really unfortunate game week. And again, 5 yellow cards and a penalty miss, and you know, Ben White coming off on 59. It all just kind of, like, if one of those things happened in a game week, it'd be all right, but when it all just happens in one game week, it really hurts. And that is what the case was this week. It generally was awful. I was just so annoyed at, like, every single thing that could have gone wrong went wrong. And when Mitrovic got that penny, I was like, finally, a bit of luck. He goes and gets his save. So yeah, hopefully he's not off penalties, but of course we do have the double and stuff coming up for game week 19 for him. But yeah, that's how I finished game week 18. Another strong red arrow, really. I think I went down like 30,000 places this time, so I generally forgot what it feels like to get a green arrow. My last one was the one before the World Cup, but before that it was like 4 or 5 game weeks prior. So yeah, like I say, one green arrow in the last like 7 or 8 game weeks is the situation I'm in right now. So hopefully game week 19 is a little bit better. Let's get into how my team is looking for game week 19. In goal we do have Kepa, of course, does have the double, City at home and Fulham away, which again, I don't really know what I'm expecting from this. This is why I didn't opt in to bring another Chelsea defender, because the City at home game, I've got 3 City players that I need to do well, and then also Fulham away, I've got 2 Fulham players that I need to do well. So all in all, I don't actually want Chelsea to keep a clean sheet, and which is again another reason why I didn't bring in another Chelsea defender. But either way, I'll get into that in a second. But yeah, Kepa in goal. He of course conceded against Forest last night. I think we generally could have won that game as well. I think we created a lot of chances, and again, it would have been really nice to pick up 3 points against Chelsea. But yeah, I mean, I'll take the point. But we've got Southampton next, so hopefully we can beat them. But either way, getting off track. Kepa is my goalkeeper. Double game week for Chelsea. Hopefully can, I don't know, just make a lot of save points or something. But again, all my City players are like attackers pretty much. So do I really want him making save points? It's just one of those situations. Anyway, backline consists of Trippier, Cancelo, and Shaw. I brought Shaw in for James. That's been my transfer this week. I already made it. I saw that Shaw's price was going up. The reason I went Shaw over Cucurella was, I know that Cucurella has a double this week, but I've literally just gone over the fact that I have 3 City players, 2 Fulham players, all like attacking that Chelsea defense. And again, worst case scenario is Chelsea keeps a clean sheet in both games, and that really hurts me. But I don't think that's going to happen. Chelsea don't look too good. I think City will definitely score. And then Fulham's a tough place to go as well. I mean, they couldn't even beat Forest, and we're like terribly defensively. So yeah, I think Fulham will definitely give them a lot of problems. So I opted for Shaw over Cucurella. I know that after the Bournemouth game, the fixtures take a little bit of a bad turn, but there is apparently a strong chance for like a double in game week 20. And then after the City and the Arsenal game, they've got Crystal Palace, Leeds, Leicester, and Brentford. And you know, I'm going to be playing Shaw all those games anyway. Shaw is a lot more solidified than Cucurella, especially with like Chilwell being in like training apparently or something like that. So I don't know how likely Cucurella is to get like rotated and stuff like that. So yeah, Shaw I think is just the better pick in general. And United's defensive numbers have been so good since since like 4 or 5 game weeks. They've been really good. So yeah, that's why I opted with Shaw over Cucurella. Cancelo is another situation that, you know, I'm just going to wait. Like, I had to get rid of James this week anyway, so Cancelo was always going to be a hold in my game, in my team. If he starts the Chelsea game, I'll feel a lot more confident about him for the double. But again, they've got the double next, and I can't see him getting benched for the double games. You know, there's some pretty tough fixtures like Chelsea, United, then Tottenham. Really tough fixtures for City. They just dropped points against Everton. Is that going to be enough to get Cancelo back into the starting 11? Potentially. So yeah, I'm really hoping that Cancelo plays, and Chelsea away is going to be like, by no means are they definitely going to keep a clean sheet in that game. I mean, they conceded to Everton at home, so anything is possible. But at the same time, I kind of need Cancelo to get his place back. If Cancelo loses his place, I may start like taking a look at Liverpool players and stuff like that, or like a Robertson or something, just to, you know, bring in a different defender and then move that City player to someone else. But yeah, as of right now, Cancelo stays, and we'll see what happens in game week 19. And then Trippier as well, picked up a yellow card, still got 3 bonus points. This, like, if you don't have Trippier, I don't know what you're doing. But yeah, Trippier has to literally be a staple in every single team. That's the back line then, and yeah, that's the transfer that I've made this week. So Cucurella, James out, Shaw in. Midfield consists of Rashford, De Bruyne, Andreas Pereira, and Martinelli. Of course, I'm going to play Rashford at home to Bournemouth. Again, the benching was a bit annoying. I mean, he did score. He could have scored another one as well if it wasn't for the handball, but did pick up a yellow card, one of my 5 yellow cards of the game week. But yeah, it was literally just because he was late to a meeting, and, you know, Ten Hag came out and said the situation's been resolved. You know, he reacted to it correctly, and, you know, it's all like under the rug now. So yeah, I'm expecting him to start again in that Bournemouth game. Yeah, De Bruyne away at Chelsea. I feel like that's the game he's going to pop off in. You know, he doesn't like Chelsea, obviously, like the history and stuff like that. And I feel like if De Bruyne is going to pop off, it's going to be this game week, and he's going to finally get some returns, because it's been so unlucky holding him. Before I brought him in, he was getting like 12 points, 13 points, 15 points. Since I brought him in, 2 points, 1 point. So it's just like one of those situations. So hopefully he can do well against Chelsea. And again, Chelsea do look quite shaky at the back. Obviously, I'm going to play Andreas Pereira as well, just because of the double. And then Martinelli as well at home to Newcastle. The Newcastle game is tough. And it's just one of those, like, you don't really know which way it's going to go. Arsenal obviously have the upper hand, seeing as, you know, they're playing really well. It's at Arsenal's stadium as well, but Newcastle are tricky, although they couldn't just score against Leeds at home. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens in that game, but that is going to be my midfield for game week 19. And then up top, I've got Darwin Núñez, who hopefully potentially might score against Brentford, I don't know, and then Haaland away at Chelsea, and then Mitrovic, who I do currently have the captaincy on, who's got obviously Leicester and Chelsea. I feel like that penalty miss is going to hopefully shake some shake some sense into him and get some goals for me, because since I've owned Mitrovic, he's never returned for me. All the weeks that he hasn't returned, I think I've owned him. So yeah, that's always fun. But yeah, that's my front three. I don't think I'm going to go Haaland over Mitrovic. I just don't think it's worth it, because, you know, even if Mitrovic does get booked in that Leicester game and misses the Chelsea game, it's still like Leicester away, which isn't a terrible fixture for, you know, Mitrovic. And again, I've not really got any other standout captaincy options. Like, there's Rashford at home to Bournemouth, but apart from that, I'm always going to back a double game week player. Should still be on penalties. And yeah, Fulham, you know, they do create a lot of chances. So yeah, Andreas Pereira and Mitrovic obviously make their way into the team. The bench is quite strong though, and the bench also is a little bit risky this week. There's Ward, who's got Fulham at home, which again could keep a clean sheet in that game. Almiron, this is the thing, like, I don't know if I'm benching the correct player here, but I can't bench Rashford, I can't bench De Bruyne, can't bench Pereira because of the double, and I don't think I can bench Martinelli at home to Newcastle, so I have to bench Almiron, and I feel like that might be it might be a bad thing. But if I'm ever going to bench Almiron, it's going to be away at Arsenal. And then, yeah, we've got White at home to Newcastle, and then Patterson at home to Brighton. So, yeah, the bench is really strong. I mean, if Cancelo doesn't play and doesn't come on, then I'll have White coming off the bench. I'm not sure if I should play Patterson instead, but either way, that's just kind of like the bench lineup and stuff. Little bit worried, like, after last game week, I'm not feeling too confident, and there's a lot of tough fixtures in this game week as well. I've got 3 players away at Chelsea. I've got Newcastle and Arsenal players playing each other. You know, I've got Chelsea, who's my keeper's playing a lot of my attackers. It's just it's going to be a tough game week for sure, so we'll see what happens. I do need some sort of green arrow though. I've just been bathing in red arrows lately. But anyway, that's going to be my game week 19 team. Again, really quick turnaround. I'll have like a knee-jerk reaction video maybe like Wednesday or something after there's been a few more games. But that is my game week 19 team. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave a comment. What is your team looking like? Subscribe if you're brand new. It's everything from me. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and until next time,